to Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Thursday, July 4th, 2019. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. And I quote, "After a second place at the Nordic Pro, I can smell my pro card. Now I'm dieting even harder. I'm ready to be a member of the IFBB Pro family." Those are direct words from the Greek freak Valantis Dokos, who's less than 2 weeks out from bringing in his all-time best to the Portugal Pro-Am. We've been going back and forth with our sources from Team Dokos all season long, and the word we're hearing is that he's about to deliver his all-time best yet again. Dokos has been chasing down his pro card like Dog the Bounty Hunter for the better part of the last few years. So hopefully this time around he can finally seal the deal, because nobody wants it more than this guy. I know most of you guys have been going crazy with the new season of Stranger Things on Netflix, but to me the real superhero of the summer is our guy Chris Dim. Last week Chris underwent surgery to address a pressure sore that he's been dealing with for the better part of the last 4 years. But as of today, I'm happy to report that everything seems to be on schedule with his recovery. Back in March, Chris's return to the Arnold Classic stage became one of the coolest stories in bodybuilding that I can remember in recent memory. And hopefully now that he chopped down yet another major barrier on his road to recovery, we'll see him back in our lives again soon, because we could all use more people like Chris Dim in our lives. This weekend, one of the biggest shows on the ticket is north of the border at the 5th annual Vancouver Pro, where I can only wonder if we'll get to see one of Canada's own Zane Watson hit the stage in the 212 division. As the two-time Toronto Pro champ, who's in the best shape of his life, you'd think that a guy like Zane would love to slide into this show to use it as an early tune-up for a potential run at the Olympia. If you look at what he's done up to this point in his career, Zane almost always enters one of these big summer shows where he immediately becomes a contender. So if he does end up throwing his hat into Vancouver, I expect him to be a top 3 man off the bat, because this guy is always a threat to go the distance. When you're young and dumb, you can be as fearless as you want because you just don't know any better. But as you start to get older, you realize there are some things you don't just take as idle threats. So when Dexter Jackson says that he's taking his blade conditioning to an entirely new level, this would be one of those times people want to start taking what he says very seriously. Dexter is 5 weeks out from the Tampa Pro right now, and every single person that I've talked to tells me that they haven't seen him this focused in a very long time. So if you're competing in the Tampa Pro, consider this as a warning. Dexter is coming, and he's out for blood. Hey, do you guys remember a few weeks ago when everyone made a big deal out of Shawn Rhoden being out of shape at the Pittsburgh Pro guest posing? All you heard from these trolls online was about how soft Shawn was, how he'd never make it in time, or how he's destined to be a one-time champ because he wasn't training hard enough. Remember that? So why don't I hear anyone running their mouth now after his newest update? Yeah, the champ is 11 weeks out. Oh, by the way, he's starting to look like a defending Olympia champ again, and I can promise you that he saw and heard all your comments. So here's a word to the wise. Don't tug on Superman's cape. You might not like what comes next. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.